Guesty BoroFanTV, I'm outside the Riverside. We've beaten Birmingham City 1-0. I have John Paul with me. John Paul, and who's the guy on your left?
My mate Callum Punchin. I brought him down from Seaham. His first Borough match, and it's unbelievable. I love this town, and I love this club, and I want to show it off to the world, and it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Like you say, Mackham, are you going in the Borough shop now to get in the top?
Ordering online.
It's a bit of a... He come down, he went to Borough top, we couldn't get one in the town, so it's a bit of a touchy subject, but you know what? Best home crowd in the country, without a doubt, because we love our town and we love our club. Get in!
John Paul, cheers. Thank you, son. Guesty BoroFanTV, I'm outside the Riverside. I have Joe with me. Joe, 3 points, 1-0 win against Birmingham City.
An unconvincing win, I must say, Guesty. But it took a bit of magic, so to speak, to get that goal. But I must confess, second half, I could just get a hammock and just sleep in the south stand. It was just like 45 minutes. 50 minutes, 15, 60 minutes, 70 minutes, and then 80 minutes, ding, 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 wake-up call when Gary Gardner got sent off. But then apart from that, we deserve the 3 points and go from there, really.
Like you say, Gary Monk's going away with out from the Borough today.
Just as well, he can go away with out.
The Sonbalonga's goal, like you say, I wanted him to get on the score sheet today, but the way he got off today was an amazing strike.
It was an amazing strike, by all means. He needs that confidence builder after... I could say he was the top scorer last season, but this season, a bit of a confidence boost for him getting that goal, because if we have him and Braithwaite and Hugo when he's match fit, we can have a front three. We can bang the goals in from now until the end of the season, but for now, we're tired of watching sleepwalking football. Never mind walking football. Sleepwalking football is a new trend after the second half we had today, to be honest.
Joe, thanks for coming on BoroFanTV. Guesty BoroFanTV, we've beaten Birmingham City 1-0. I have Johnny with me. Johnny, what was the difference today?
It was a slow one today, wasn't it? It was a slow one. You could say it was more of a typical Pulis thing, long ball up to the top with Sonbalonga, but I was just saying there, the difference between obviously Braithwaite and Sonbalonga playing together, they work really, really well. They're doing well together. It's just the difference in substitutions when they both come off there. I don't know if anyone else noticed. Pulis hugged to Sonbalonga and stuff, and as soon as Braithwaite come off, Pulis walked off to the other side of the general
like
area.
You say, where are we with Braithwaite? Because like you say, I've done an interview earlier on, I'm saying the club should dig their heels in now and tell him that he's staying at least till January.
Oh, definitely, I believe that. I believe that we should definitely think. I don't think our transfer business is over, do you know what I mean? Luckily for us, we've got until the 31st of August, not like a Premier League club, do you know what I mean? So whether we're going to dig in there and try to pull out the more Besic deal and try to recover that, I mean, we won't have to pay an agent if he's on loan, do you know what I mean? So you've seen how disheartened Pulis was in the meetings,
in the interview,
in the interviews, you know what I mean? So he's trying his hardest, and you can see the stuff's working. I mean, we've got kids sat on the bench.
Whose door does that lie at, these problems with transfers? Obviously, Pulis must have a list of names.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not up to the manager anymore to go out and tout these players. He has a recruiting team. So do we leave the blame at the door of the recruiting team?
No, Pulis have a list. He'll have a list, and then he'll pass that on to obviously Borsa or Gibson. Gibson's obviously the one with the purse strings and things like that, but we all know Gibson, when it comes to agents, if agents are demanding too much, you'll say get lost, do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter who they are. You can have Messi at the door, you might have got him for a couple of million when his legs are broke, do you know what I mean? But his agents, if they're going to be greedy, Gibson will tell him to walk, do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't want greedy players here. He wants people that are going to play for the badge, do you know what I mean? And if Braithwaite's going to play his heart out, but he doesn't want to be here, if he plays like that every week, do you know what I mean, sets things up, and just tell him, you're not going anywhere, son, because at the end of the day, we've got nothing else. Do you know what I mean? He's playing him, I think, because we have nothing else. So he's not going to play 4-4-2 and have Fletcher and Thingy, because they're both bringing exactly the same type of game together, do you know what I mean? So I think we've just got to dig our heels in, and like I said last week, stop being a gentleman's club and start being brutal with everything.
After the carry-on, first 60-70 minutes last week at Millwall, we've looked solid at the back. 2 home games now, 2 clean sheets.
Oh, he's given them a wrapping. He's definitely wrapped their knuckles, I'm telling you now, because there's no way that they were too... I mean, I wasn't at the Millwall game, I watched it, and the goals that went in, Flint, he looked unsteady, do you know what I mean? I think that goal settled him last week. Yeah, they look very... That goal settled him last week, I think. But today, he's a good thing for keeping. He keeps winning teams together, and it'll be the same team, no doubt, on the cup game, do you know what I mean? But it's good because he keeps everything together and they keeps gelled together, and we just need to keep going, don't we? And keep staying at the top of the table.
Like you say, we've got harder tests to come.
Definitely,
But like
yeah.
you say, this is only building confidence now. 7 points out of 9.
Yeah, definitely. Every point counts. You know what I mean? It was a strong point against Millwall. We did well to fight back. The other week, the first 45 minutes, it was a strong 3-0 win. Today, it was a bit testy in the last 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It was as soon as they took that number 9 off. Well, I don't think it was much of a problem. Jukovic was the reason why we got rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's shit. So
Monk's tactics the second half, he seemed to put Jukovic on top of George Friend. And he was coming that route. But I think George, after 5-10 minutes, he coped okay with him.
He did, but I think today, like last week, all the game was down the right-hand side. Today, George Friend had a lot of the game on top of him, do you know what I mean? And there was some hefty pushing and pulling of him, do you know what I mean? And asked a lot for him, which he hasn't been used to for a very long time since he got that injury. So I think a few more games like that and we might see the old George Friend back, do you know what I mean? So fingers crossed.
And a definite sending off on it.
Definite. I would have kicked him in the head. Nice one.
And on that, Guest Steve, BoroFanTV. We've beaten Birmingham City 1-0. I have Chris with me. Chris, bit bitty today, mate.
Yeah, frustrating. Really, really frustrating. I come out of the game feeling like mixed feelings, and then talking to Borough fans, I think everyone feels the same. It was the top of the league, and you think, you should be excited, but it was awful, quite frankly. It wasn't good, was it?
Like you say, since we've conceded 2 goals away to Millwall last week, the main thing is we seem to have tightened up at the back while we've been at home.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, I suppose every side's going to get a couple of chances, but you don't look and sit there and many chances where you think, wow, they've missed a right sitter there. So we are tight at the back, and you'd expect that from a Tony Pulis side. But it's...
Just sit there thinking, Chris, why are we conceding so much possession?
Yeah, I suppose a little bit. I mean, but it's not so much how much possession you've got, it's what you do with it when you've got it. And I suppose I think Tony Pulis said himself that this squad's not good enough to win the league, and or even get promoted. And you're looking at it and you're thinking he is right. I think you sum it up with, you've got Shotton trying to provide the assists on the wing, and the best will in the world, the lad will give you everything he's got, but he's not going to supply you 15
He's not the answer,
assists.
is he?
No, he's not going to supply you 15 assists a season, is he?
No.
So we are lacking that bit of quality, and I think that's what it is. So
The positive, Brits off the mark at last.
yeah, I mean, Britt will always score you goals. I don't think you can put him up there all season on his own. I think today's game is a perfect example, because a minute or so before the goal, the ball goes up to him and it bounces straight off him, and then the ball gets played into his area and he curls it into the back of the net like a top Premiership striker. Any Premier League striker would be glad to score that goal. But on the same token, the ball goes up to him, it bounces straight off him. So can he play that on his own all season? Probably not.
And Aidan Flint, it's our second look at him at home this season. He's a tower of strength for our back four.
When you come in, you think he's going to replace Gibson, and it took a bit of hooing and ahhing for Gibson to go. But you sat there, you look at him, you're thinking, made a mistake on the first game, but you can hold your hands up and go, everyone's entitled to make a mistake. But after that, I don't think he's put a foot wrong, to be fair. So good signing, I think.
Chris, thanks for coming on BoroFanTV.